Women, black women in particular, need to lay off of that strong thing. That's a trap, because when you say words like strong black woman, it makes us superhuman, and it makes people think, oh, we can conquer anything. You want to be strong, but that can't be your label.
I think I just literally said this because like I went to an event for another influencer. I'm not going to name names, and the women that showed up to this event, I was just a spectator.
Okay.
I was like, honestly, like, women, we need to do better. Like, I was getting really upset at the that they were saying to this person, because I was like, what the like, no self-respect. I felt like
what?
Literally just no awareness about what we need in order to be even dating.
You can't keep poking a good guy and then play the victim when he finally snaps. Listen, a man can be the most patient and forgiving person in the world. He will bite his tongue and try to keep the peace, but his kindness has a limit. You can't keep crossing his boundaries and then act shocked when his attitude suddenly changes. If you push him to his breaking point, he's going to stop being soft. He won't negotiate anymore. You are lighting a fuse. Don't be surprised by the explosion if you are the one who lit the match.
What's your type? Can you approach me?
Yeah, that's so true.
I'll give you eye contact, but it's just like, I gave you 3 seconds, maybe half a second, but like, you should know that that's enough. Like, that is the welcome in. Like, that should be it. That's just like, if I look at you and I look away and like, you can't smile to me. You have to like make sure you don't really smile too much. Cause then that's cringe. That's like, you might as well be approaching them. If now you walk up to me, it's like, okay, you passed the first test. If your stands there for another half an hour, ugh.
One thing that modern women like to do is micromanage the situation. Every single thing has gotta be their way. That's why they have these detailed lists of things, because, oh, if it's even one thing off, he's not the man for me.
Excuse me, sir. I have a flat tire. Can you help me?
What?
I have a flat tire. Can you help me?
Help you with a flat tire?
Yeah, right there. My car's right there. Can you help me?
Sorry. I see gentleman over there.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
Abundance is the only way to get a girl to really look at you. Truly. If you are going up to a woman and you're scared, you're nervous, she reads that. She can read this desperation, and desperation is also a form of being doomed, feeling like you are limited. So going up to a girl should be fun. It should be abundant fun. It should be playful. It should be just an opportunity for you to get to know another girl, get to know another person. It shouldn't be this end all be all or nothing. Like, why are you thinking so all or nothing?
So I'm standing in front of the Beverly Wilshire right now, iconic hotel in Los Angeles. And a lot of you guys roast me when I say this, but hotels like this are one of the best places to meet other high value singles, people who are traveling, or even locals who come, they sit at the bar, they grab a drink after hours, they're having brunch here on the weekends. Yeah, you can go to a dive bar and cross your fingers that you're going to meet someone successful and someone who's high value, but chances are they are more likely to be hanging out at places like this than at places like that, where you're going to meet a lot of college students and, let's be honest, broke people. And at minimum, it's an opportunity to practice your conversation skills. Make small talk with the bartender. Talk to the couple next to you. You never know who you could meet and where that connection can lead. Follow me for more, and good luck.
You know, you have to understand that at some point in time, even the good man, even the simp, might take him years, but even the simp is going to stop tolerating disrespect at some point in time. And he's going to move on, and that little roster that you had is going to be dismembered.
Your self-respect has to be stronger than your desire to be chosen. Because the moment you want someone's love more than you want your dignity, you start negotiating with things you should never be negotiating with. You tolerate what hurts. You explain away what feels wrong. You stay where you're not treated well because you're afraid of losing connection. But love that costs you your self-respect will always leave you empty. When you respect yourself, you stop auditioning for affection. You stop shrinking to be easier to keep. You stop confusing attachment with love. The right person won't require you to abandon yourself to be loved by them. Anyone can want to be loved, but it takes real strength to choose yourself when staying means losing who you are.
Watching my ex thrive, it's a beautiful thing, but it's really triggering for me because I walked away with literally having to start over after 12 years of starting over, of wondering if I'm going to be able to keep a roof over my head with my boys and not being able to just go out and play in our backyard like we used to. And wondering if I'm going to be able to feed them.
The problem that I have with this is that when you decide to no longer be in a relationship with somebody, they do not owe you for their successes from the time that you stopped being with them on. Outside of what they owe you for potentially justified alimony and child support, you cannot get mad that that man is successful without you because you're not his future. So he does not owe you the future rewards.
A lot of these modern women, they don't really understand how good they had it. You used to be able to get any man's attention with a look. I mean, you know, just a subtle look, a subtle hint. And now when you walk by, men don't even look up. And it's not that men don't want to see, they just don't care. And that type of attitude is new for a lot of women.
I can't hear you.
Can I get your number?
My number? For what? What? I can't hear you. Speak up. Does it look like you could get my number? Does it look like you could get my number?
Yes.
No. Who lied to you? Are you crazy? Thank you. Good night. Look.
Why do women leave men?
Men want the woman that'll give them peace.
Yes, men want a woman that's peaceful. That doesn't mean you have no needs. That doesn't mean you're just blind to everything and you just let him do whatever he wants in the relationship necessarily. That means you actually know how to set boundaries with others and you're not constantly bringing drama or chaos into the relationship. That means you don't do the silent treatment. You speak up about what you want and need and make it easier for him. Don't explode on him. You just simply say, hey, I would love for us to try that new restaurant down the street. I would love it if you hugged me more. Whatever it is.
The nice girl, right? The easy girl. But a woman doesn't become difficult for no reason. A woman becomes difficult when she voices her concerns and a man shuts her down, when she tries to be emotional and he calls her too much. A woman can't give you peace until you give her the safety to do so. If a woman leaves a man, know that she gave it everything she had. And she's leaving him because he didn't treat her like the goddess that she knows she is.
It's so weird to me how it's always, oh, she gave it everything. She tried her best. Yeah, most men try their best too in relationships. And some women really don't. Some are constantly resentful. Some are constantly giving men tests. Some flat out just cheat. And then they still want to say, oh, I was a good girlfriend. No, you weren't. And for some women, it's not about just being emotional. They're upset, so they're crying or whatever. Some women genuinely weaponize their own emotions against him. It's not, I'm feeling really disconnected. Can we talk? Can we maybe go on a date night? Can we do something? It's, you ruined my whole life because you didn't read my mind yesterday. Like, also treat her like the goddess she knows she is. You want to say you want to have a happy, healthy, equal relationship. A healthy relationship is not worship. It's about mutual respect.
A lot of these men don't mind putting in the effort for you, man. I'm telling you, you want a man that will quote unquote simp for you. A lot of these men will do it. It's just like you guys be so disrespectful that a man's like, no, I'm not gonna, you don't even like me, man. What am I? You don't even give me anything back. You don't even buy me anything. Why would I continue to do things for you?
Women give men a million reasons to look elsewhere with their attitudes.
So women got it twisted because women think that since they're beautiful and they have a vagina, that they're the goddess of the universe and that men should just be happy to be with them. But that what you don't understand is become a dime a dozen nowadays. It's free because women are so emotional. It don't matter what you did all the way up until the moment she's mad. When she mad, it don't matter what you did. She'll destroy everything because she didn't get her way in these 5 minutes. This is what women do in relationships. And then they say, happy wife, happy life.
Mm-hmm.
That's narcissism to the 1000th degree. Mm-hmm. But women don't think they're narcissists.
You're losing your man by trying to treat him like he's your girlfriend, and you don't even realize it. Your man is not going to process things and react to your stories the same way your girlfriends do. That's just not the way men are wired. When you say, talk to me, what you actually mean is, respond to me the way I would, or the way my girlfriends would. And when he doesn't do that, you call him emotionally unavailable in the group chat. But that's not true. He just does not communicate the same way you do. But instead of understanding that and learning how to meet him where he is, you become passive aggressive and you start testing him emotionally. And then you get irritated when he pulls back. Look at it from his side. Just watch this. He comes to you with something simple, and now it's a whole back and forth. He has to explain his explanation. He has to explain his tone. And the constant having to explain becomes very tiring for men. So if that's the way he feels when he's talking to you, he's not going to chase a conversation with you. Men do not want to decode moods. They want things to be clear. Men love simple. He does not want to guess what's wrong and get it wrong. He just wants you to say it straight so he can deal with it and move on from it. Because the more he has to figure you out, the less he's going to deal with you.
You know, and once again, society in general has to move away from this idea that men are still expected to rescue a woman from her bad decisions, from her terrible decisions. If you're out here making good decisions, by and large, you'll be okay. I mean, there might be some things that you have to work on. By and large, you should be all right. Modern women are not even there. They want to make a whole bunch of bad decisions. They want a man to rescue them.
All right, so boom. Love is abundant. Self-respect is not. Love is everywhere. It's easy to give. So much so that people start people-pleasing. They overgive and lose themselves in order to make someone else like them. And this does not boost attraction. Self-respect does. It is rare. It is scarce. Having boundaries, saying no, making sure people treat you right. It shows internal strength. This filters the people around you. The right people will come into your life, the ones who respect you for you. Love is why so many people start to chase. They get too into their feelings. They feel like they need to do more in order to be loved back. Self-respect says, I'm not going to chase. I am here if you want me, which is what draws people in. They want to go towards who they value and they respect. Chasing means they're running away. People-pleasing devalues a person. Self-respect makes sure you value yourself. Love is abundant and should be given freely. Too much of it can become toxic. Self-respect makes sure the love stays healthy. That no matter what other emotions there are, people will respect you. Do not get consumed by love. Make sure you keep it in check with self-respect. Love is everywhere. Self-respect is rare. Watch my YouTube for more. Build self-respect in my Discord or school communities. Drizzle, drizzle.
A lot of these men have checked out of dating and they start checking into what's going on over here. Hey, this is a more peaceful life for me, right? Oh, let me go get a gym membership and start working on myself. Let me find something else to do. Let me, actually pick up some more hobbies. Let me open up a savings account or an investment account, right? Everything that dating a woman, because modern women like to say there's so much of a value add and enhancement. Everything that you were supposed to add, they didn't already found it without all of the stress that modern women bring.
Some people might be mad when I say this, but there is a big difference between the men up north and the men down south. Men down south, they're taught to open the doors, what they call Southern hospitality, to everyone. It don't matter if you're their sister, niece, auntie, they're just nice. Versus up north, if they're being nice, they mean, oh, they like, but that don't necessarily mean that down south.
Is it really so much to ask for to find a guy that actually just gives a flying about you? That actually gives you a little sliver of attention and their time instead of playing video games all day? Swear to God, if you get your head out of your ass, you'd be getting some head more. But you're not thinking about that one. You're not.
Name 3 wives in your family right now. Give me 3. Give me 3 wives.
Name 3 wives.
Give me 3 wives. If you can't name me 3 wives you know personally in your family that got your blood running through their veins, you off. Don't say else to me. Name 3.
That's fair. I'm trying to think of 3 of my own goddamn
Name 3
family.
wives. How do you know? We good? Case closed? You know 3 wives?
Should have been talking.
This is just your daily reminder that every man is a loser until proven otherwise. Have a great Monday.
When you look at these videos and then you see a whole bunch of videos from women saying guys aren't coming up to women anymore. I don't know what's happening. I'm hot and all my friends are hot and guys aren't coming up to us anymore. What is going on? Are you guys just not ballsy enough? What is wrong with you? What's wrong with them? They're seeing video after video after video of you calling them a loser on second one, man-hating, being obnoxious and entitled, being a total nag. Why would they come up to you?
If you are a young woman and you're single and you're wondering, where did all the good guys go? Where are they? What's going on? I'll tell you where they are. They're all flocking to the Orthodox Church. In droves, they're just all going. I can't even tell you the number of single guys that are absolutely wonderful at my church. I'm married. If I wasn't, that's the first place that I would look, is the Orthodox Church. So I don't know who needed to hear that, but I hope that's helpful. And they're great. They're all wonderful. They're all lovely. And the church is, well, come and see.
Okay, so I was a little bit hesitant about sharing this. Exactly 1 month from now will be my 3-year anniversary of being celibate. And honestly, the main reason why I've been celibate is just that I'm just not where I want to be in like that. And I know the whole red pill, Andrew Tate, the other guys, I don't know the other guys. But me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other men can relate to this, I still believe in love. I still believe in marriage, family, kids. I still believe in all of that. And so with me, but still believing in all of that, I personally want to be able to give my wife and my kids everything. Like personally, I don't want my wife to work. I don't want my kids to have to worry about anything. And at this moment, I can't do that. And that's why right now I've just been working on myself to one day get to the point where I can take care of my wife, my family. We go on vacations. We can do all the whole 9, the white picket fence, the little poodle, whatever dog she wants, you know.
What would you do if your partner told you that you weren't allowed to bring your phone into the bathroom in your own home? Because that's exactly what happened when this creator made a 5-part series detailing such events. So in part 1, she's basically saying that her boyfriend takes a really long time in the bathroom and it's making her concerned and speculate that he's cheating on her. Comments are terrifying. I'll pick the lock, don't play with me. I always go in there after 5 minutes and stand and stare at him until he's done. I personally wouldn't let that slide, so I started throwing hands on him while he was on the toilet. Part 2 is when she decides to time him. Part 3, it ends up taking him a whole half hour, so through tears she announces that she's leaving him. But just kidding, because in part 4 she actually tells him that she doesn't want him taking the phone into the bathroom anymore, so he calls her childish and he breaks up with her. So now she's the victim even though this was her plan all along because she didn't get to do it first. Men have been finding gentle escapism on the porcelain throne for time immemorial. Men will sit there until their feet are numb simply reading a shampoo bottle because it's simply a place they find peace, and you're trying to take that peace away from him.
I have a question for everyone that lives in Austin, Texas. Specifically the men that live in Austin, Texas. Why the are you not going up to girls and approaching them anymore? Why is your favorite activity to just sit and stare at a girl like this? You're glitched, like you're loading. I spent the last 2 years of my college studying abroad in France, where the men would just come up to you on the street and propose. To go from that level of attention to coming back to Austin, having men that are so feminine that they won't even approach you at a bar unless they're blackout drunk, was an insane culture shock. I can't go from men coming up and asking me to marry them to this in Austin. So let me know which dating app I should get on, because apparently I can't meet anyone here in real life in Austin. Hinge is way too basic. Everyone complains about it. It is not good anymore. Hubby is the only other app that I've heard good things about, but I've been waiting 3 weeks for an access code, by the way. Do I keep waiting? What do I do? Because I'm trying to find the love of my life out here.
The Klay Thompson and Megan Thee Stallion relationship shows how much men and women have two completely different values. Since the beginning of that relationship, men never respected Klay Thompson for getting with Megan Thee Stallion. We actually lost respect for him. Only women were praising that entire dynamic because Megan Thee Stallion was negative confirmation bias. That you can do whatever you want in your 20s, you can be as freaky as you want, do as many men as you want, you can talk about whatever, do whatever, and no matter what, there's still a high value man that will be able to save you. That's just not the reality. We don't respect women that are extremely promiscuous. We don't care how liberated you are, how much money you have. At the end of the day, a man still cares about a woman's image, name, and reputation. A lot of females thought that Megan Thee Stallion Holdings got deleted when she got with Klay Thompson, but that isn't the truth. And now they're seeing that crumble. They're all upset. But the reality is, we never want to be with any Jezzies. Trust my baddies only. You need help with your dating psychology? DM me out.
You want to know why men are leaving relationships today? Because you became his biggest source of stress. Men are going to leave relationships when women become the biggest stress factor in their life. The reality of it is right now is that ladies out there, you're telling yourself a comforting lie. You're calling him a narcissist and that he was treating you badly, that he was cheating, he was checking out other women, he was doing all of these things. But the reality of it is, you became his biggest source of stress. He came home to nagging and drama. He came home to someone that was never happy with anything that he did. He came home to someone that was consistently belittling him, putting him down, and mentally draining every ounce of him, while still having to worry about the bills and everything else that needed to be met. His work, his family, his friends, being the source of income for plenty of people around him, and at the same time being told that anything he did wasn't good enough, and if he spoke up, it wasn't fair what he said. Don't be his stress.
Let me get this straight. You have been telling men for years that you don't want them, that you don't need them, that they don't meet your standards, that they don't treat you right, that you can pay for your own hair, you can pay for your own nails, you can afford your own home, you can afford your own car. Men are good for nothing. You're strong, you're independent. But then you get mad when these men go to another country to actually find a woman that has the qualities that they are looking for in a wife. Make it make sense. I also want to talk about why this mindset that so many Western women have is actually extremely problematic. Because not only are you putting down the men who are going overseas with pure intentions, you're also putting down the women from these other countries solely off of the fact that they were not brought up in a Western culture.
You always yelling, cussing, talking ghetto, or using controlling words, that's being masculine. If when he speaks, you're always interrupting him, trying to talk over him, or trying to control the conversation, that's being masculine. If he's trying to give you advice or give you constructive criticism or maybe give you an opinion on something and you're being dismissive or minimizing his perspective, that's being masculine. Or like if you always making decisions without at least talking to him or making him feel like he's beneath you or overly expressing your independence, all those things are masculine because you will make him feel like he has no space to contribute or to lead. Now, ladies, I understand with the lack of masculine men, sometimes we got to be Wonder Woman, and it seems like depending on a man is weak and controlling, but in so many words, ladies, it's okay to be a strong, leading, independent woman. But it's also okay to be a soft, submissive, and listening woman for your man.
Why should a guy date you?
Well, I put them as my number one priority, loyal, and I don't entertain any other guys. They have my full attention.
And you think a man values loyalty the most in his woman?
Yes, 100%.
Why would a man want that?
Because why does a man want a girl that talks to 50 million other guys?
So if we were dating and then you had a guy slide in your DMs and he said, hey, you're beautiful, how would you respond to him?
Wouldn't.
You wouldn't tell him, sorry, I have a boyfriend, nothing?
I wouldn't respond at all. I'd send it to my boyfriend, and I wouldn't respond at all.
What gives you that mentality?
Because I want the same respect. So I'm going to respect them to have that same respect in return.
So you're a man, if a chick DM'd him, he should act the same way?
Yes, 100%.
What if your man was like a gynecologist and he worked around women all the time? Would you feel a type of way about that?
If he gave me a reason not to trust him, then yeah. But if he gave me every reason to trust him, then no.
But it may be you're not being approached by the types of guys that you like because you were not the type of girl that they like. How can we increase our chances on being around like-minded, equally yoked, marriage-minded men? So number one, what you need to do, actually, before we even talk about the space, what I need you to do is to look your best. We're talking about light makeup. We're talking about the hairstyle that looks the best on you. We're talking about having in your earrings at all times. It looks like a nice top, right? It does not look like your college hoodie from when you played volleyball 25 years ago. Right? It does never looks like a bonnet. Now you may say, Allison, you from Brooklyn. I've seen you in a bonnet. Yeah, I'm already married. Now that does not excuse looking rinky dink around my husband, but if I'm not making an effort to show up as my best self, it's because I'm not trying to attract anyone. As a matter of fact, I don't want you to talk to me, right? You want to be approached, which means you have to give us approachable. You have to give us desirable. I know that's extremely shallow, but it may be you're not being approached by the types of guys that you like because you were not the type of girl that they like.
A man needs to learn from his mistakes. And if you challenge every decision that he makes, you are emasculating him. What you're secretly and subconsciously telling him is you don't trust his leadership. And how does one become a better leader? By leading and knowing that the colony is in alignment with whatever it is that he chooses. Now, if you take me to, that's on you. That's your fault. My job is to ride the with you, and I'm not even going to say anything. I don't have to say I told you so because you already know it. I don't have to say, hey, there was a bump in the road. Hey, you should have went left over there. Because I'm not going to emasculate the person whose leadership I say I trust. The same way where I trust a man that says, you're better at the balance sheet, do that. You're better with the finances, do that. You're better with organization, do that. You're better with this, do that. That doesn't take away from his leadership. That's a leader delegates. A leader makes decisions. A leader brings us into the direction that we should be flowing into. So I, with all of my heart, feel like to submit to your husband, which I think is submitting to the God in him, is trusting the mission and the vision of your marriage.
What if the mission and the vision of your marriage isn't what God ordained for you? Is there a way for the vision and the mission to change within a marriage?
Not if that man knows God. I don't think so.
I'm so sick of these. Like, at the rate it's going, I'm going to be single until I'm 63, bro. So I was talking to this or whatever, and we're just going to fuck that. We're going to call him his real name, Lawyer Blanchard.
Okay, real quick. I've said this before. Can y'all stop dating? Y'all know I don't like using the N-word like that. But that's the problem. Why are y'all dating? If you date a real man, maybe you'll have maybe you'll have a better experience. But if y'all out here calling him all kinds of N-words, right? Treating him all kinds of N-words and only dating dudes who are N-words, that it's like, that could actually be the problem right there. I'm literally 12 seconds into the video and I'm like, the fact that you called him you were dating, that's probably the problem. Stop doing that. In my opinion, like, don't date. And just because you're dating a black man does not mean he is that. Like, we have to stop, you know what I mean? Like, equating the two. They are very different. There is a huge difference, okay, between which happens in the black community. Let's just be real. It's a big difference between moments and all the stuff that goes on, and then those who have decency and common sense. I would argue that a lot of ladies would have better experiences if they stopped dating and dated individuals, men, okay, with character and quality, who had decency, common sense. That's just my opinion. But let's continue.
Where are we meeting the men that actually want to date and be in a relationship? Because it's not the dating apps. It's not the coffee shops. Definitely not the bars. Not at my age, because they're all like 21, 22. So they definitely don't want to be in a relationship. And I definitely do not want to be a cougar. I, again, tend to go about 8 to 10 years older than me. I found out even those don't want to date for a relationship. So where are we meeting the ones that want to date and be in a relationship? That are dating to see if we're compatible for a relationship, not other things. No. Help your girl out. Where are we meeting the good men?
Fellas, where y'all at? This lady can't seem to find where all the good men are. He's definitely not in your friend zone, so don't look there. And he definitely wasn't that non-toxic guy you left in your early 20s. I'm positive that there's no good men that earn average income, so continue to ignore all of them. Definitely don't look in my comment section. All them dudes is terrible. Oh, have you tried the guys that have a bunch of kids with different women? I heard they work out great. Avoid churches because good men don't go to church. But nightclubs that serve alcohol are full of them. If you wait till about 1 a.m., there's a group of good men standing on the corner selling pharmaceuticals. All I know is a large majority of women have tried these men out and been amazed by their results. By the way, the wall doesn't exist, and men love women overweight, over 30, especially if they have kids by another man. Stay toxic.
Sis, I want to share 3 things that you have been told about submission that is an absolute lie. So listen up. Number 1, that submitting to your husband makes you weak. Submission doesn't make you weak. In actuality, God told us as wives to submit to our husbands in everything. So when you are submitting to your husband, you're actually showing your strength in God and your trust in what God tells you to do. And there's nothing weak about that. Number 2, that submission makes you a doormat, or men will treat you like a doormat because you submitted to him. But in all actuality, when you submit to your husband, it makes him more attracted to you and makes him trust you more. Why? Because he realizes that you want to do things God's way, and it softens his heart towards you, and you will see dramatic results when you submit to him. Number 3, when you submit to your husband, what you're saying that you're not equal to him. You are absolutely equal to your husband as a human and in God's love, but submission just shows that you honor God's order, and God gave your husband the authority as the head of the home. Remember that. You can do this. We got this together, and carry on. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget about my free webinar that's coming up soon, 5 things that make you wife material. The link is in my bio, and the flyer is coming up after this. See you at the webinar.
3 tips for women seeking out serious relationships. I know what you guys are thinking. Aren't you a clown? Didn't you make a video about a poop dream? And to that I say, yes, but I'm a layered human being. Tip number 1, it sounds like common sense, but the sense don't be common. Y'all, go outside. Like, go outside and not outside. No, not outside. Outside, go outside. Get a job, take a class or something, go for a walk. That's how you organically meet somebody. Not by being outside. That's how you get a hookup. Tip number 2, pay attention to the way a man is pursuing you. Is he courting you, asking to take you on dates, giving you compliments instead of calling you fine? Or is he asking you to link? Because quite frankly, if you agree to a link and you thought that was going to be your boyfriend, I don't know what to tell you. Tip number 3, and this is for the real certified lover girls. Y'all, hookup culture is never going to work for us. I promise you. Just stop trying to do it. It's not gonna give you the status, like, it's not gonna give you what you're looking for. You're gonna feel like shit.
Wait till you can see it in that man's eyes that he loves you. If you can see in his eyes that he loves you without him even having to say a thing, then give it to him.
Why the narcissist moves on so fast at the end of your relationship? Well, a couple of things. I mean, one, most of them, if not all of them, were already dating while they were with you. So it's not a big leap, you know. But another thing is too, you know, they just can't be alone. You hear about supply, but let's break down what supply is. Supply is attention. Supply is, combat their boredom. Narcissists get bored very easily. A lot of them have ADHD. They can't focus. They've always got to be doing something. Mine always, it was like, oh my God, just sit down. Just sit the f down and just be. He couldn't do that. No, he's got music always in the car, always listening, doing something. Oh, Jesus. A lot of them are that way. So they've got to be with somebody all the time. Another thing too is they've got to show the world, that's why they're posting everywhere. Look how happy I am now. It wasn't me. But what they don't understand is people are going, that was fast. Weird. They don't think, and that's okay. We know that they don't think. They move on quickly. And the last part of that is they didn't care about you. I know that hurts, but they don't care about anyone they're with, and that includes the new supply.
I don't get why women think that men are afraid of commitment and marriage when we don't understand what has changed. 30 to 60 years ago, the natural next step for a man was to meet a woman, build a home, and build a family. Like that was literally the goal. But over the years, something has drastically changed. There are many things that have changed, and I'll get to that. But today, men are moving very carefully and cautiously before they take that big step into marriage. And it's not because they don't want love and legacy, but they have seen what can happen to your life when a marriage goes wrong. They have seen brothers, family members, friends lose their money, lose their homes, lose their children. Like they get it. So they are moving more cautiously because it's a huge risk. And at the end of the day, they know it ain't no real benefit to get married. Men have gotten so smart over the years, and that is because you all talk to each other and tell each other about your experiences. So now you're focusing on you, your finances, and you're watching your relationship super close. A man wants to make sure the woman he chooses, she truly brings peace into his life. Men have never been afraid of commitment in marriage, but what they are afraid of is committing to the wrong situation. So instead of rushing, many men are taking their time. And the reality is a lot of men are realizing that they can still have a family and build a legacy without rushing into marriage, because the legal commitment of marriage feels very different than the emotional idea of love.
The standards are too dang high.
This is like
That's exactly what the problem is. Standards are too high. And if you keep your standards this high, you're never going to find someone that you like. You're going to be 35 years old, and guess what?
No, man, not 35. Anything but 35. Man, there is nothing I love more than watching a man crash out in his rejection spiral and openly admit that he's not good enough to reach women's standards and then has to beg them to lower them to give him a shot. All jokes aside, I want you to go and watch that video in its entirety and listen very closely to what that man says. Because that's what I mean when I say that the male loneliness epidemic is simply a term that these sorts of males have made up and weaponized to deflect accountability from their inability to evolve with the times. As always, make sure you like, repost, and follow along for more updates. But these men aren't falling behind like they want you to believe. They are standing still, and everyone else in society is growing, developing, and moving on without them. I mean, literally listen to what that man says. We're living in 2025, and his mindset's still in like the 1950s. He's like, whoa, when you're 35 and you don't have a man, what? She'll be happy. She'll have a good job, possibly her own home, lots of friends. She'll be fine. She doesn't need a man because 35-year-old women don't have to rely on men anymore to survive. In fact, quite the opposite. Single women who are in their 30s, 40s, etc. are now polling as happier than they ever have been historically. And you can literally hear it in that man's voice. They are panicked about it. He was literally begging her to lower her standards and stop being so happy to accommodate for his laziness so he could have a shot. That's genuinely so embarrassing. These men will literally do anything besides just become decent people.
Is it true that women marry who they can settle for and not who they want?
No, I think that women sleep with who they want. Men sleep with who they can. Men marry who they want, but women marry who they can, right? So it's the inverted action of it. And I think that we as women, I don't think that we just settle inside of marriage. I think that we choose a person, sometimes to our detriment. I think that we lack the ability to vet it out because we've been taught not to date more than one person at a time. And I don't mean sleep with multiple people. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying genuinely getting to know. And then what happens? You'll be on a date. Let's say you go on a date 4 times in the month. You hit it off with one guy, then you cut off all the other 3. But the truth is you might spend 6 months with this one guy that you didn't even like, not knowing that it was guy number 3 that could have been your future forever. And now you cut that man off because of a man that kind of made you feel a certain type of way. And so I would just really challenge women to be much more logical in the sense of who they're choosing and why they're choosing them. Monetary, although that is important, it's not enough. A beautiful body, although that's nice to have, it's not enough. The real nitty gritty inside of relationships that last is your mental, emotional, and spiritual strength. If you don't have those things, the body and the money don't matter. I know people that have all the money and they're super depressed. You know, they're sad, they're miserable. They feel like what's it all for? Nothing even matters. They run through people, they run through relationships. They can't keep solid people in their lives, right? And then I also know people that are rich, that have the mental capacity, the spiritual content, everything. And so it's just a different level of life when you're able to have the things that matter most, and the way that you look and the money that you have are icing on the cake. Right. But I think we as women need to look for what matters most.
I'm on the hunt for eligible single men in Chicago today. We're here at the Riverwalk now. People were saying that Tiny Tap is like a good spot to meet single men, so we're gonna go there first. I have these like dollar bill flyers that I'm passing out with QR codes. I really don't want to do this right now. Guys, that's Tiny Tap, right? Oh! Do you see any single men here? Okay, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna do it. Everyone here looks like they're in couples. Any of you boys single in Chicago? Yeah. Okay, I'm hosting a singles event on Wednesday.
Is that $100?
No, they're fake. They're fake.
What do you say?
Amazing. Okay, here.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye guys.
I'll take one.
You want one too? Okay, here you go. Are you boys single? No? Okay. I can't do this. No, I tried to just go up to it. I couldn't do it. I can't do it. Look at this view. Okay, it looks like it's just a bunch of couples. Okay, this is just a bunch of couples as well and like 16-year-old boys. Do you see some hot blondes on the boat over there? But I don't think these are waterproof. Are any of you boys single in Chicago? I'm hosting like a dating event.
Oh, yeah?
If anyone is, or your roommates or someone, if you can hand it out.
Yeah.
Okay, take one. Okay. Bye, guys. He's hot. Okay, he's running, though. He's running. Hi, are you single? I'm hosting like a dating event.
I'm not single.
Oh, okay, do you have a roommate or someone? No.
I'll take it.
Oh, sorry.
You can take it back here.
Thank you. Update, we ended up in tourist territory, so we got a lot of guys like on work trips, and I'm like, absolutely not. We're not doing that. I'm hosting like a dating event if you want to come.
Okay.
Yeah. Overall, we did really good. We only have 2 of these left out of like 30. My singles event in Chicago is a good turnout on Wednesday. Stay tuned.
One male line strength is equal to 4 females. So what the male can take down on his own, the female must be at least 4 to do it. So guys are like, good. Male line, 9 females, no wedding ring, no taking to the supermarket, jewelry shop, no wedding anniversary, no anniversary at all. He doesn't need to buy them anything. The girls are like, yo my man, I cook, take care of the kids, give you everything you need. Perfect life for me. But there's always a but when you have so many women around you. You know? So in the wild, the male lion, each time he fights to protect his territory, it's a way for the female to see if they've chosen the right one. So each time he wins a fight, the females are like, we chose the right guy. He's big and strong, he can protect us. You know? If ever he loses a fight, it's either he's by the rival or chased away. In here, there's no chasing away. There's a fence all around. But there's no other male coming in. So for the female to test if the male is still strong and worth being the dominant, there's only one way of doing things. They fight with him. Last time this happened, I don't know if you can see the big boy. There was 5 females that jumped on him. So the 4 female grabbed his legs, and the dominant female, Lundi, no, it's not her. Okay, grab him at the neck. So if we didn't interfere, they would have. And this is about to happen any soon. So if this happens again, either we need to take Ruben out of this lot and bring in another male, or the female will kill him. So you see, it's not that good to have so many females around you. It's never good to have so many girls. You know, you got a wife and a side chick, this is just enough.
And another thing is that a lot of modern women don't like to take accountability. And a man can't live with you if that's the way that you think. There's nothing that I can do about that. There's nothing that I want to do about that. I can be at home, chilling, taking it easy. Why would I want to sit there and be bothered with you? Why would I want to sit there and have stupidity hanging around me? That's something that we got to figure out. That's the thing that we have to look for. Why would I want to be bothered with somebody that don't know how to act? And when they don't know how to act, they're looking at me like I done something wrong, instead of taking accountability.